Hey everyone, welcome to week 2 of Steel Dance Flow Clubs. This week we're going to take a look and observe our relationship to trust. Trusting the journey of and the process of learning dance routines, exercise protocols, taking steps of action for change that are uncomfortable, and sitting with that and just recognizing like how that may manifest in the body. So I encourage you to catch yourself, do the dirty work, get uncomfortable, and see when am I procrastinating, or why am I procrastinating? What's the why? What's the answer? Why do I need to feel this need to be perfect in this dance piece? What is that about? So, without further ado, I'm gonna start you off with your mobility and your workout, and then we'll get right to your dance. All right, here we go to the head and neck. Side, right, left, and right, and left. Okay, switch to side and side. Okay, shoulders roll back. Big juicy circle. All the way through. And then the other way. 2, 3, 4. Okay, reach those arms out. Big stretch out to the side. Breathe. And then let's rotate the shoulders forward and down. Look down to your feet. And then bring it back. Again. And forward. Back. Last one here. Forward. And take that right arm up and take that right arm back. So from the side, looks like this. And then take it up. And then down to the back. Reverse that. Other side. Here we go. Up. All right, great. Here we go. We're going to take your hands and fists right in front of the thighs. Keep the elbows close and then press those hands out to the sides. Deep breaths in. Slow and smooth. And let that go. Okay, hands together. Let's figure eight the wrists around, keeping the heels of the hands together. And then get fancy and do it the other direction.
A tango.
Good. Lift your arms up, breathe in, lift up. You're going to flatten your back over to the left side. Reach through the fingertips. Big stretch here. Hold for a moment and then take it down to the leg. Hold here. Come back through center. Plie or drop your tail down. And then extend those legs. Lift up. Roll up through your spine. Take a deep breath in. Reach those arms up. Flatten the back over to the other side. Big stretch. Soften your knees and rock it. From here, forward, forward. Back to center, plie or bend those knees. And come up. Why don't you just kind of melt down. And lift up. The chest leads forward, tails back. Nice and heavy on the way up. Reach. Interlace your fingers. From here, I'm going to step to the side so you can see I'm going to tuck my tail, reach my arms way out in front. And then lift. Exhale. Inhale. lengthening the hips only. You soften your knees here for sure. Feet on the floor. And then the other way. Deep breath in. Let's reset. Exhale, knees. Send those hips out. Hold here. Breathe. Awesome. Come on up. You're going to pivot towards the knee that was just bent. Reach your arms up with your back knee covered. Hold. Come back up. Pivot back to center. Do to the other side. All the way over. Come on up. Pivot. Reach. Up. Back to center. Good. Okay, you're going to take your left foot on the floor, your right leg off. Hold here for a moment. You're going to take your knee out to the right side and then in. So we're internally, externally, and internally rotating through the hip. And then extend that leg straight out in front. Flex the foot. Take the leg around. And again, keep that leg nice and straight. And then the other way. Beautiful. Okay, other side. All right, so now we're going to get into our protocol of exercises. This week we're going to do a 20-10-8 protocol. What that means is we're going to have 20 seconds of work, a 10-second break between each round, and we're going to do a total of 8 rounds of each exercise. We have 5 exercises. Okay, so your first exercise is the Steel Club Pullover. Again, we're doing it for 20 seconds, and I would look at the first 2 rounds as practice rounds. So yes, we want to move through it, but for those 2 rounds, first 2 rounds, like take some time to set it up, get your form squared away, sort of smooth out all the kinks, and then you can go for it. All right, so we have right hand on the club, just above, my fingers are just above the knob. We're hitting that angle, and if you have trouble trying to figure out technique, check out the last video, which gives you all those cues. So what we would do is we would set our timer for 20 seconds, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the club, the barrel of the club is going to come behind the shoulder, and then from here I'm going to pull straight down to the side. So I take it back and I pull down. I take it back. I pull down so that the knob is right in front of my hip bone. Check it out. Don't do this. Okay, so that left side is working just as hard as your right side. So you want your shoulders to be square. So I'm going to bring it back here, keep my ribs down, my crown lifted, my knees soft, and then from here I'm going to pull straight down so the knob is in front of my hip bone. My arm is close to my body, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just taking it back, and I'm exhaling to the front. Okay, so the next exercise is called the hip drop. I'm going to show you 2 versions. The second one is modified for those of you who have knee issues or just feel a little reluctant. So the first version is here. My wrists and my shoulders are in line. My knees are forward of my belly button. I'm going to lift my knees off the floor. I'm pivoting on the balls of my feet, drawing my right elbow into my side. I'm hovering that opposite hip onto the floor, and notice this line. I don't want to be here, and I don't want my heel to be off the floor. Okay, so I'm here, and then I'm going to replace it and take it down. Exhale. Each time you drop your hip. Okay, that is your first version. You want to go as fast as you can, keeping the weight even between your feet and your hands. A lot of times this starts to happen. Okay, try to pull that weight forward, feel even weight between your hands and your feet. The modified version of that same exercise, you can take a stool little step stool here for me, or a med ball, and place it, right at the wall. And you're just gonna hold on to your prop and do the same exercise here. Okay? Lots of options, and if that doesn't work for you, let me know and I'll find something else for you. Okay, so your third exercise is your pendulum swing to your lunge. Okay, so with the swing, this particular swing, you want to keep your hips quiet. The majority of your movement is happening in your thoracic spine. Okay, it may look like it's all in the hips, but it's literally like it's from your belly button up that you're actually moving, okay, along with the swing. So I'm gonna take my club, I'm gonna swing it out to the right, and then I'm gonna hit a lunge. I'm gonna swing it to the right, hit. Next movement is the roll back with the club extension. I'm gonna do a couple of versions. So for those of you who wanna kind of go easy and slow and take your time, this is your version right here. I'm gonna hold the club at my center. Please be careful that the top of the club is nowhere near your chin, okay? So make sure it's lowered down and always check in. Always check in with that. My elbows are at my sides. I'm gonna tuck my tail like I did in that earlier core exercise. That's why we really have to ground into that. So I'm gonna tuck my tail, I'm gonna roll back and then come up to a seat, okay? So when I roll back, I wanna round, lift my hips up, and then come up to a straight spine. So you have the option to extend fully out in front, okay? So that would look like this. So I would roll back to mid-spine. Okay, another version, you are here the whole time. Shoulders are down. Okay, that's another version. The last version I'll give to you, you'll actually come to a squat. So you're gonna start with the elbows in, like I said, we're gonna take it back and come up to a squat. And then, okay, so this last exercise is called the swing set. There are two versions. If anyone has issues with the wrists, I would recommend using blocks or some kind of prop to get you up and away from the floor. It is a little bit of a challenging exercise, but one of my favorites. So what you'll do is you're gonna take your hands right at your sides. Fingertips are gonna point to the sides of your space. We're gonna lift up to like a table here. We're gonna rotate the shoulders back, and we're gonna drop the hips. We can either stay with that exercise for 20 seconds, 8 rounds, or we can go here. We lift up, and then we're gonna take the hips, swing through to the back, flex the feet, and then come up again. Okay, 20, 10, 8. You decide how you'd like to pace yourself throughout those 8 rounds.